third map is where it's all coming to pass here for Paloma and Monte. We've seen two very different affairs. Monte dominating off of individual prowess on Mirage. Paloma running rings around Monte on Ancient, and now it all ends on Vertigo. And frankly, I don't know which way these tea leaves are going to lie, but I do know that this pistol round is going to have 4 players in defense and a full-on fight on deck. Foros himself a nice entry before being traded, but it's pressure up the ramp, and it's an overwhelm from these Glocks. They're finding the kills they need. Advantage still for Monte, but the bomb is down. This P250 is putting in work all onto Murloc now. He's going to need all of the power in the World of Warcraft, and even that won't save him.
Yeah, a full team ace there for Monte. Trades aplenty when it came to actually hitting that A-bomb site, and I think Paloma were anticipating something slower, which, you know, you might think is a little bit ambitious considering the team they're up against, but yeah, they were trying to assemble that boost, and before they knew it, Monte were basically around the corner. An electric start here for Monte. Didn't mess around, didn't mince their words.
It's been the case, right? Very straightforward in the rounds where they know what to do.
Oh my, what?
Oh, that is... I think that was a collecting off of the USP. That's the only way that makes sense. The bomb's now dropped in the flank. This gets real weird. Bodies are dropping, but the low HP players have been collected. Good damage already for Paloma. And Monte seems to be a little paranoid. Get caught here. They'll do okay. They'll get the recovery. It's all into ISO now. Well, he does hit a dink. He is overwhelmed. That got real spicy for a moment there, Yumi.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even a collateral. I think he just fired 2 shots, even while the second one, you know, he was moving 4. I think just both of them connected on a head, because the damage was equal for both of them. You know, if it was going to be a collateral, it would usually soften the damage on the secondary player, but both those players ended up dying, but no one else for the Monte side. So yeah, kind of dodged a bullet there, considering it was a pretty poor start on the damage exchange. Rifle by, and they've got utility, so they want to try and get in the faces of Monte. Don't want to let this ramp get control go away for free. Demq, an attempt to flash him in, but he's taken a lot of damage for a little bit of control. Monte will attain ramp, but Paloma are still hovering around, and Boros has gone 1 for 1. No one hovering to trade on the Monte side, but this is decent presence, and this will pull extra defenses to put on the A bomb site.
Something tells me we're going to get a lot of A ramp takes out from Monte. Feel like a rampy team. The damage is huge on both sides, really. These players are going to be so vulnerable to the next impact. There's a single Molotov here for Waro. Doesn't really find home. They use it for the side haul instead of later on. I was going to say if there's any HEs saved through, they'd be massive into a post plan or even to deny a plant here, but it's not going to be a possibility. Smoke curtain will go up. Crossing the bomb is going to be tricky. Spam trying to find the timing. Not yet. Krasnal instead takes the first one through. Now an advantage, at the very least, for Monte, as they will finally ship that bomb in to be planted.
Smokes are gone, and Krasnal also with them. So a 3-on-3 with these players being low does not help them, and they've got a numbers advantage now. They don't have a kit, but they've got the time to play with.
You swing back off. This one's getting spicy. Demq low. Waro low. No health really to spare on any of these players. The just going on underneath their nose. Did they realize the player's still on? Oh, he's out of bullets. He's out of bullets. The last second. The last second. Demq comes in riding like a knight in shining armor.
They'll never know. They'll never know how close they were to simply losing that round. They heard the tap, but never got full confirmation of whether Murloc was sticking it or not. A full 10-second stake, but 9.5 is not going to cut it. Oy. A close shave, but Monte were on the receiving end of a lot of close shaves. The other way around on Ancient. Fast entry, and the B-bomb site open for business. There are fast rotates here, though, but not a buy that you're anticipating too much from this Paloma side.
They've got good razors. They like the close shave, and now it's getting a little bit spicier here. Again, in a round that should have been a sure thing. Okay, it will be. But another one where just up against pistols, you lose a lot of bodies because you lack the capacity to, once you have the site, just sit on it and plant and play a post plant. They always need that next frag. They always need that next piece. They always are hungry for the next kill. Fortunately for them, both DemQQ and Waro have been rock solid when these rounds get shaky. They actually haven't died yet, Yumi.
Yeah, wow. Considering how close these rounds have been, it is a surprise that they've been able to dodge death. Not too far away in that 2v3 that they won on the A site, but we'll put that one behind us. Paloma, once again, an investment, will not have an AWP to play around. You know, that's something that Casey has been pretty proficient with so far this series. But it's all about whether or not control...
Look at this aggression. This aggression down B steps, and with this kill now for Olymp, 1-for-1 trade, but heavy damage onto Boros. I think this is going to activate the flank. Casey's starting to get into the angle. This is getting really spicy. If they get stalled out by anything, could be disastrous, but SDY and Boros, those are the kills in the nick of time. Now the player's going to be up. Maybe there's one catch here for Casey, but his position's revealed. They can't get sucked into the fight as much as they would maybe like to. The player around the smoke is caught. SDY, wary, and they know where the last player is. Casey, all the element of surprise is taken out of this. Frankly, he should be considering the save, but it seems like he wants to give this a try. Try as he might, he will fail.
Solid work. I mean, just being contained and playing together. Kind of dipped out there for a moment, so I do apologize, but just maintaining pace as soon as they decided on this A site, and once these players start trailing in, the Paloma players made some desperate plays to get right back into it. Cheating around those smokes is not usually advisable, but it's something that they feel like they might be able to get away with against Monte. You know, I kind of preface when we looked at the vetoes, this is a map that Monte have been comfortable playing and have straight into picking themselves. So good to see that they've come in with that kind of confidence as well on this T side. Paloma yet to put up a single digit on the round counter, but even with these pistols, they are taking control. The thing is being accounted for.
Oros, Krasnal. That was a TK, actually.
Yeah.
Just realized. Krasnal, put DemQ down. Look at the health, though, remaining on the Paloma side. Olymp, gone. S&X, connecting. He's not long for this world, but they could, again, make this a very expensive round. You're running out of the time where moral victories are really meaningful. But still some. I'm surprised he didn't get a gun on this approach, but he doesn't pick it up. He doesn't find it. And they don't find the round. So, Monte, look, a lot of these rounds have looked shakier than they needed to be, but they've still got the 6-0. And, I mean, the chaos is where Monte seems to thrive.
Yeah, to a certain degree, they are just playing a good game of numbers theory. You know, almost every kill that's found by Paloma is very frequently going traded. So that's something to commend them for, but even against these low buys, I think it's what's been the most concerning, whether it's the frag-hungry nature or this sort of area denial style that a lot of these players like to do when the round is a bit more free-flowing, and it's put them in some problematic positions.
Nade damage. I mean, the utility usage has been decent here for Paloma. Done a great job of making these messy towards A ramp, but they just haven't done that killer instinct just yet. Here's a flashbang in, deleted. Boros always ready for the fight, but the double swing afterwards, that's where it pays off. They can't get back this advantage. It's been so hard for them to win an advantage. They need to be able to back away here, and they've committed almost all their utility for it. They just have a couple smokes, maybe just for a retake. They got the bodies bunched. It is indeed going to be another A ramp take. Cheeky angle here from Murloc as he tries to catch off SDY. Will be able to do so. The dink, not a kill, though. That was bold for Casey. Gets the better of him, though, and now it's all falling apart. Just SDY left. He's got the bomb, but chances to win the round, they're nil.
Yeah, a lovely call from Paloma. Even with the numbers advantage, after they reset and bring extra players over to the bomb site, they recognize that they only have these two smokes to operate around. And, you know, usually you want to have some sort of utility if you want to retake ramp like that, but just contacting and then sort of dry pushing into them can also catch them just as off guard. You know, that shot from Casey especially opened up the rest of the space for the riflers to sweep everything else up. So finally, they put a stop to it. A 6-0 streak that is cut dry, and because of the fact that there were so many close rounds, so many dicey moment. Monte haven't built up a series of buys for future rounds. After they lose this one, it could be a save.
This is hurt. This is hurt. They know the players are close up. This is very chaotic. SNX really going for this fight. This is so bold. And it's going to cost them too. Krasnov just mows them down. That was... ill-advised for Paloma, trying to hit the change-up pace, maybe thinking Monte would have gone elsewhere in the map, but no, they're just back to an A-ramp. We've seen 7 rounds. Why not make it 8 in a row of A-ramp takes from Monte? SDY is working his way through mid. This is the different dimension. You've got a flank developing here. A Murloc trying desperately to bring back some sort of an advantage. Goes back towards site. Well, Oros is already up. Casey alone. These 2 players ramp don't kill him. SDY certainly will. Nades on, being softened up. SDY coming in for the backstab. Getting closer and closer. He's confident. Okay. Let me make sure we get this and get it clean.
You know, kind of in the same vein that for Paloma on that seaside of Ancient, you know, these are rounds where, you know, you can't even knock them for trying, really. But it was one of those situations where, because there were so many smokes down, there was so much presence outside there for Monte, because it was heard as well. It felt like something that they should have maybe cancelled, but they might have felt like they were too committed to the idea of getting in their faces down ramp that it ultimately just trails off into a lost round. Those are the kills that instigated everything.
That's a nice HE. Olymp suffering early. And this time it's a slightly different look for Monte. It's an A-ramp take. But this time, Monte waits a little bit before they take A-ramp. What a wild concept. What a different play. Nade's in. It's really effective.
They did it against pistols as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Maybe not their go-to choice.
Baited out almost all of the CT util. There's only 2 flashes left, and those flashes have just been deployed. So there's nothing left to show for this. Paloma still have a minute to try and defend with not a single nade. Not a kit. Not a lot of chances. It's going to come down to the rifles. It's going to come down to the crosshairs. And surprise, surprise, Monte are coming. But also surprise, that's a timely boost. 1 bounce. Spot on the next as well. Boros traded out 1 for 1. Suddenly an advantage available. They have to capitalize here. Make good on this. Oh, that's a ripper. Absolute ripper. SDY, he's mollied off. But it's their own molly, so Olymp just heard that tick and isn't reacting to it. Olymp, maybe a little bit too much noise, and he gets caught out. Bomb going down. Do they just back off and save? This is desperate. Yeah, they're going to back away. Money's been too bad for too long. No, they're just readjusting.
It felt like they needed that if they were going to come back into this. No util, no kits. Nice kill from ISO. And he's actually spots the shoulder of Krasnov. Hold up. That's a free frag. 2-on-1. One of them has to jump on this bomb rather quickly. If SDY gets the shot, it could have been a round end. But now they just need to get on that defuse. And they will do so in time. It is an ace from ISO. Yeah, collecting on every single one of those kills. It was so many different positions. You know, you lose track.
Incredible for ISO. It looked like a hopeless situation. Frankly, probably should have been. But that's massive. First on boost up, collecting on Boros, trading out his teammate as well. Just everything. Perfection there for ISO. And he did most of it with a FAMAS as well. 4 of those kills come with the inferior rifle.
Yeah, where are the haters at?
In the mud. Actually, they're also here. I hate the FAMAS.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Didn't take long to rear your head.
Casey? Casey caught slipping a little bit. They've gone so many rounds that maybe he's just half asleep. Thinking he's going to need to be rotating. Planning it already. Now 2 bodies are down. What a response for Monte.
Well then. Yeah, a real surprise considering Casey's been sharp. ISO, after his ace, is still being a problem player. Found, but not going to bring it to equal numbers just yet. Monte's still heavily clustered in a round flash to set him up, but cannot accomplish more action. In fact, it only lets them bleed out more. AWP of Murlocs here on time, though, and it caught the bomb, but Waro to trade almost instantly. Paloma might have gotten that ace and a second round from it, but they get men at the gates immediately back with another Monte T-side round.
I like how every extra dimension to what Monte's doing on this T side is actually just to set up the 8 ramp take, right? They lurked mid one round. They have the op go for a pick over towards B. Waro gets that pick, and then it sets up the 8 ramp. Everything is just to thin the herd for A ramp.
Yeah. You called at the start of this game as well. You were like, I anticipate some A-ramp control.
It just makes so much sense, right? If you want an angle, a strat to just set up fights, which is everything that Monte wants, they just want as many fights as possible, you play A-ramp. And they're going to do it again. Why not? Why not? There's flanks developing here for Paloma, at least. Surprised they haven't tried this earlier, but players are holding for it. Krasnal's ready for the first, and now the body's going to drop him by the wayside. They've got very little to show for this. Murloc on a long flank. They can wait for him, or they cannot. It doesn't really matter. Eventually, the bomb will move towards Sape, but in the meantime, there's rifles posted up here, and they will very comfortably take through this last kill.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty simple, and it is pretty bog standard. You know, the idea of them going for these flanks has been attempted on a couple of these low econ rounds from Paloma, but Monte are just balled up together, and spikes are looking in all different directions. It's like a hedgehog just sat inside of a ramp, and there's no way you can slap it on the back without getting pricked.
That is a metaphor and a half. I like it.
Have to stretch it out, but so far this series has not been a long one, not going full distance on any of the maps so far, and Monte might make it the same on Vertigo. Those nades at the start already making Olin limp.
Swing back in, though. They're going to get the first, the second as well. Player stuck into the corner. Finally, a response to the A-ramp fight. They're going to force a rotate out of Monte. Monte's going to go B. Is this allowed? Is this permitted? They're going to go through. That is a chunky nade. Casey. They finally come towards his site, and he gets dismantled. Now, utility down. This actually looks pretty decent for a take. If they can get this bomb planted, a flank is developing, but they're going to be wary of it. And in fact, coming looking for it. Waro gets that kill. Massive. Oh, no. Yumi, I think this could be falling away from them. It's looking bad for Paloma. They can't get the kills that they need. It's down to just one, but it's Krasnal back by quad. A one-on-one, time ticking away. No kit either. Forces the issue, and ISO out in the open gets caught. What a play of 4K in the post plant for Krasnal.
Ay, ay, ay. And you have to feel for Casey here. There have been so many A finishes, so many A attacks. I mean, they must be considering as well. They're going B? They're equally confused. And the one time they do actually pressure Casey, he's naded right on the noggin. He's hard cleared. Not much you can do about that. It's just all gone Monte's way. Even in the more hectic situations, they lost the ramp take. They lost the fights, but they found the perfect redirect. Even the ding.
Krasnal with an opener. You've gotten a little desperate. Poor Casey, man. I mean, there have been now... There's been 2 rounds where they've come B. He's gotten deleted immediately on both. One round where he tries to get aggressive, gets deleted. This one now is getting interesting. ISO, the only one who's been able to have much impact. He's doing it again with the D this time. And they've got the read, and they've got the player down ladder. Look at this for SNX. He's picked up an AK. ISO continues to connect, and all the while, SNX now into the angle. He needs to accelerate. They've lost Murloc. ISO deleted by a nade. No chance to have impact there. Can SNX pull off this 1v2? They desperately need some rounds. Got first. Cost him most of his health, though. This has to be a headshot. He knows where he's gone. He knows where he's gone. Molotov down. He's just going to stick it. Full 10 seconds, but there's utility back the other way, and so SNX can't stick around. And that alone might have just sealed the deal on this round.
Almost impossible to play. Has to bait him out of position. And Sumda Young's going to make some noise. Try and use his util. They should be no kit, but SNX sticking it. He got off, and he made a step on the jiggle, so Sumda Young just simply tucks. What can you do? You might have come close, but it's 11 for Monte. That will not be denied.
The pain I feel for Paloma right now, it just feels like they can't set a foot right, even when they get some individual plays to open things back up, even when ISO somehow finds something from nothing. He literally had to ace to get them around win. It's just everywhere they turn, Yumi, they are getting battered.
They can't catch a break. And again, I don't know what they do. You know, they've tried to go for some of these more aggressive setups. They've tried playing contained and letting Monte dominate A ramp, but both have resulted in losses. You know, you try and be dynamic, you try and mix things up, but it hasn't worked.
Nade over. Chunks off of that one. Here we go, an opener and untradeable. Rarest of things, an advantage that can't immediately be ripped from the hands of Paloma. But look at this mid play. Murloc's going to be under pressure. Double push up mid. Got a boost up here. I think Woro's taking that peek over. So if a player crosses over to mid like Murloc's doing right now, no, he gets the kill. He's wary. He's wise to it. And now this is a great start for Paloma. Gets even better. Pressure onto the site. KC, maybe going to have an opportunity to shine. Been few and far between. He's back by quad. Has rotation quick on. Just needs to try and slow them down if they do come towards this side of the map. And indeed they will. Krasno playing the one way. That's so cheeky. And Casey, again, will just get deleted. Oh, poor guy. His no good, very bad map continues. And this bomb is looking to make its way into the plant. Krasno so snappy on that shot. 1v2 here for DemQ. We know he's up to the task. We know he's got these possibilities. Molotov onto the first, reads the positioning. He's wary that the flank could be coming through, but it's all about timing here. 25 seconds. Needs to find a gap to put the bomb down. He would love to kill one of these players. Make his decision for him about where he actually tries to plant. And he's been caught. He's been caught. He's been dropped. Finally, a third round found for Paloma.
And it took a Murloc ace, 4 kills, for Murloc to get them to that position. And almost one that falls through their fingers. A 5-on-2 by the time it ends up on this B bomb site. Krasnol finding 3 of those heads. It's not comfortable, even when it looked like it could have been. Last round of the half, so money enough for a reinvestment from both sides. Not exactly the most ideal for Monte. They're down to Galils and a tech. See whether they can work off of it. They've been exchanging a lot of utility in this area typically, and now they assemble the boost that they couldn't get used on the pistol. Murloc continuing to find some impact as well.
That was a cheeky kill. He went down ladder to get that kill as well. That's a big one to find. It puts it down in their mind. A player could be lurking. A player could come back down. A flank could be pushed. He's got a lot of information. And it means that you can comfortably leave these 3 players here to deal with the ramp take. Leave the boost up in action. And they're going to come to test. It's Boros alone. This is ideal for the boost. Kill's going to be found. They can abandon it. There's no one to threaten. There's no Molotov to come in to chase it immediately. Get out nicely for Paloma. If they can climb to 4, it gives you at least enough of a buffer that you don't have to win the pistol. Make this happen. That boost. Risky. Punished, but not killed. Boro finds the opener. That op's starting to eat. Both players towards the fence in the side hall.
Oh my. They clear it? They miss the timing on the short pressure and they clear it.
That's rough. I think Woro might have just spotted the player as he slid off the angle.
This is still scary. I mean, they've got enough smokes to try and reinvest and rebuild this wall. And they're winning some of the fights. ISO, that's an important one to win. Woro low HP, and they'll round out this half with 4 rounds at the very least. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't easy, but Paloma get to at least a respectable enough scoreline where they might be able to answer back in the second half. Join us after the break.
love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
On next, little baddie, cashing big checks. I bought the whole block out, now that's a big flex. Peeping out my Uber window, like what's next? Got new levels and new devils out the wazoo. Ain't no worries, life gets better when you find you. And if you mind you, peace will abide and hide you until it's time to start anew. So live it up, we grown, ain't got no curfew. Who brought the bad vibes? Tell that bitch move. Walking all in my ear, now that's a bitch move. Pressed that I arrived, mad that I survived. All your sad attempts to send me to the sky. But I've been in the wind, been had wings, I was always this fly. Oh yes, and that's probably why you're mad. Don't let Evie turn you into a trash bag. Soak it glad, find out why you sad. All that jealousy, you should subside. I think it's time to turn that mirror on you. Put it up close for a clear view. And look deep down inside. And soon you will find a pretty soul that needs more shine. My world has come to test me, my mom deep will have you shook. It's a marathon, but baby girl, never let up. No need for speed, but keep your foot up on the gas pedal. Ain't worried about having a golden award when God made me to be an ice cold meadow. Why are you always pressed about my life? Talking with your frenemies about me, saying, ooh girl, have you seen it like the shine lights? You tried, but you could never dim my light. Please know I'm untouchable, girl. I'll slip through your fingers like a real fly kite. Why you wanna turn a good day into fight night? Constantly
And if Monte can close this pistol round, they could just finish things out here. Paloma, a large hill to climb. They want to make a game of Vertigo, but we've seen Tales of Two Halves before. We need one again here, Yumi, and it looks like we're not going to change from our A-based ways.
Well, an A-side attack, and, ISO, that was a little bit awkward. Krasnal flashed, and it looked like they were exchanging glances, but Olimps lurked out through that B bomb site, and they are rotating right back around. They realize that Monte have looked to reinforce, but Woros sussed out the one player they had to on A. They've got the numbers advantage before this bomb goes down.
Interesting, though. The positioning's so huge. Do they expect the player to be so close up? Woros checks it. Go 1 for 1, but still, you dig out that early position, and Casey didn't take advantage of getting the bomb down. He may not get a chance to. At this point, that plant is no longer a possibility. SNX was the insurance policy, and they are really going to be missing that bomb money with not a lot of rounds to play with.
Oh, that sucks. That felt like they actually made the correct call. That all they needed was for this a disruptive play to last a little bit longer or hold a couple more Monte players there so that they can feel secure in getting that bomb down. They just didn't have the numbers actually committed to the site, so they were so concerned that Monte were already up to their antics. They already knew what was going on, and they were suspicious. So Paloma in with very little to come into the follow-up round. Monte already so close to the finish, and Boros trying to farm on the MP9 only gets one.
Oh, no, thank you.
Just robbed it and left.
MP9, and I'm out. Peace. All their util's gone. Pretty much all the util's gone for both sides. There's 2 smokes still here for Monte. But we know they prefer to frag without nades in their hands, so this is where Monte feels comfortable. Is the right read. I mean, DemQ can make some difficult things happen here, but if they can just get the bomb down, it's at least making up for the sins of the last round of not getting that plant money. Now the reinforcements are here, not seeing anything. As a minute hits the clock, a little bit of contact made. Gonna bring in the cavalry, 3 players present. And the bomb side hall, so crossing that is going to be a real task. They're not going to be able to. So, another round without a bomb plant, but at least the buy comes in the next.
Yeah, just a nice little micro play as well there from Krasnal. Swung out wide to clear under headshot and knew he had his teammate covering up close. So as soon as he makes that sound bait, that's when PALOMA decided to swing because they were freezing, hoping to catch someone on the rotate. Didn't end up happening. Nice little team play, even if it does look rather simple. PALOMA need rounds. I think that's been the case for most of this game, but now more than ever. Monte could be up to 14, let alone 15 after what is going to be a poor buy in the next from PALOMA. That's a lovely way to start. ISO has been on form for PALOMA. It's the rest of the squad that have been absent, but the damage in response is decent.
Big kill there, but once again, we have a player just out on towards B. There's no one in defense, so they'll take it. Bomb gonna go down. You keep giving them sights, they will take advantage, and this time, even numbers in it. Full control of the flank as well. Everybody coming from the same direction, and is this
saving?
a Monte save in even numbers? Oh my goodness. I never thought I'd see the day.
I'm a little gobsmacked. You know, they've got rounds to play with, so, you know, make the right call. But, yeah, a strange one.
That's a super responsible call for them to make.
But also, who's responsible for B?
Also very curious, yeah. Because this is now 2 rounds where they've just left it entirely. Once in the pistol round, that's fine, right? You're making a firm read to rotate. You think it's just a straight up A play. Yeah. That's whatever. But this time it's a little more odd. 4 on 4, all the bodies up, and there's just nobody defending B.
Makes you wonder whether all that A site fixation on the T side might just be that they just don't see the other side of the map. They don't consider
There's 2? There's 2 on this one?
It came to a realization a couple of rounds, but only because they were forced to.
Oh, it's Boros. Yeah, this makes more sense now. As soon as he sees the kills on the other side of the map, he's sprinting around to try and find them. Yeah. Ooh, Boros not quite able to get that. He saw the player. Didn't get enough vision to actually kill Murloc. He's able to back away. So it's Boros and SDY here. They've reinforced the site a little bit. Move towards ramp. Very chaotic. Boros goes back for that kill? Madman.
The first time he took that fight, that's like a psychopath peak. I don't know what he's up to. And he did it twice. How does he get away with it?
How do you? How do you? Just Boros things. Well, now SDY and Boros towards the back of the site, so it's not going to be the free and clear. They're trying it again. I mean, why not? If you've had this many open opportunities on towards B, why wouldn't you attempt it? Olymp goes 1 for 1 into the mid. Here's the pressure on. SDY able to capitalize it. What a nice shot for the last.
Yeah, took the peek, had to, was low HP, and that Molotov would have burned him out of existence if he didn't swing out wide. So nice and sharp, nice and snappy. Monte up to 14, and some of it's just that instigation, that action over on the B site from Boros. PALOMA in with a suboptimal buy. And I'll try and work with what little they have, and all indications would say that this is going to be a faster play.
Seems to be. Good old reliable ramp take. Section in towards the side hall. Nobody's dropped just yet, but SNX is the first one to go out. And uh-oh. This is looking very concerning. They're falling by the wayside entirely. ISO just wants to get out of there. And there's nothing doing for it. Map point, series point, looking like a nigh on inevitability unless Olymp or ISO can find some magic. ISO might need another ace if they're going to contest this one. And he's just got a Tech 9. A Tech 9. They're going to go for the boost up to try for this initial peek. See if they can catch Boros. They can. There we go. That's a path on in. Olymp taking the space. This is nice. SDY, the next hurdle to overcome. But now he's got Waro to support. There's 2 of them already here. The 3rd on the way. Rotations are on. With just a Tech 9. Yeah, it can't hold up. But it's all onto Olymp. He's doing so much damage. Headshots are what the doctor ordered. And he won't be able to find the remaining 2.
Yeah, even on the initial side of that aggression, Boros started to rotate away from that B-bomb site as soon as he heard there were so many ramp. But this time he stayed B, and he got nothing for his efforts. That boost call was lovely, and Paloma certainly made it contestable. But yeah, when they decide to double swing like that, when you're in the 1v2, it's very, very difficult to win. Paloma have just not been the same. You know, the Ancient looked good. There were some scrappy rounds in there too, but they never got started really here on Vertigo. And it might just be a complete shutdown running through the smoke. They will try, and Boros does decent damage. He did it with a USP because he ran out of ammo. He's given over an M4 to them, so there is a way in. It's not all doom and gloom. They've got another rifle.
It's still pretty doomy and gloomy, but you're right. There's a glimmer of hope. Utility continuing to sail in to make them uncomfortable. They're all bunched here by the B steps. So are still 2 players in the defense, as Monte haven't detected any presence here towards the A ramp. Once the smoke fades, I think push is going to come to shove, and they're going to try and overwhelm on towards site, but if they can find a kill beforehand, that would be great. A DemQ gets the better of him. That's a massive frag to find. It was right as SDY was rotating off of the site, so finding contact there, that draws the extra player back in. SDY commits in, the bodies are going by the wayside, and just left Olymp and ISO to try and make something out of nothing. Olymp is at least finding the space towards A ramp, Yumi, but it's looking dire.
It's the same duo that was in the 2v4 last time over, and yeah, this one's just as hard. This time they'll try the A-bomb side, but Olymp is so detached from his teammates. If he doesn't win this fight, it's about as bad as can be. ISO a 1-on-4 presented in front of him, and the first shot's good.
Oh, Flash doesn't go where he wanted to. Bomb's going to go down, but a bomb plan, of course, doesn't matter at this point. You got to win the round. You got to win the round. Misses that kill opportunity. They're all 3 in the same angle, but they are low. Deagle can't do enough. And that's going to be Monte taking a commanding 16-5 scoreline on Vertigo. They move on here. Paloma, heck of a fight, but they're eliminated from this season of the ESL Challenger League. What a showing from Monte. They look out of their depth on Ancient. We could say whatever we want about that map, but between Mirage, the second half of Mirage, and Vertigo, dominance.
Yeah, and they played it earlier today, as far as I'm aware, so a little surprised as to why it was so one-sided.